Hey YouTube and all of my friends. This is one of my very first videos. I wanted to talk about, I believe her name is Miss Owens. That's her last name. I forget what her first name is, but the young black woman that is basically speaking as far as the Democrat Party and how the Democrat Party basically don't want black people to succeed. To be honest, as far as that topic, I would have to do a little bit more research. But the things that she did discuss, basically addressing the issues in the black community, which is number one, father absence, two, education, three, financial stability. I believe she's definitely on to something because we have to address those three issues first before we can even attack a race thing that we're battling as well. Even though a lot of black people don't want to hear it, race is definitely not the first on the totem pole as far as the things that are wrong and affecting the black community. We have to get things down to the source, like as far as absent fathers. When fathers were more present in the family, there was a lot more growth, there was a lot more structure, and there was a lot less of what we see now as far as the result of fathers being absent. Also, the education. We don't get the same education that the white communities get. We don't get the same. It's completely different. And that's something that needs to be addressed. It needs to be the same all across the board. And sometimes some of these white public figures, they want to make the issue, well, we gave you education. Yeah, we have education, but it's very, very limited. And it's also scripted, also tainted as well, versus what you guys are receiving. You guys, your kids are able to learn the banking system, learn as far as how the government works and the positions that you have to do in order to get there. You guys know how to grow your money, save your dollar, certain IRAs and 401ks and things like that. You guys are teaching these young men and women how to start businesses. But in the black community, that's something that we don't have and that we are neglecting to where it created a crab in a bucket scenario, a crab in a bucket scenario with our black community because anyone ever noticed once someone in the black community gets up there, they don't want to give the key and the secrets to the other fellow members in the black community how to be successful. They just want to keep the key where we should be teaching and also as we learn we should be teaching. That's our duty. But the fact that we feel like, oh, well, if they get it too, it's going to take away from what we have, it's because we're not all taught the same thing. And if we were all taught this, then everyone can have a piece. I mean, it's unrealistic that it will be an equal share depending on how much work you will put in, but at least you'll be able to break that barrier that we're in now. And that's something that we do need to focus on. Also, financial stability, learning how to budget, learning how to calculate groceries correctly, learning how to pay your bills correctly, learning how to do the income versus debt ratio. That's something that we as the black community need to learn. Learning how credit is important, how we can help build it, what takes away from it, and doing things gradually. That's something that we do need to attack and address first before we can ever even attack the racism that is affecting the black community as well, which is resulting in these killings. Because a lot of these killings that we do have, it's not from, the police or the white community. It's from our very own community. Just on the fact of the ignorance and us feeling like we can't get anywhere, so kind of just chasing our tails and going off of ego, pride, and frustration and which leads to a lot of us, hurting each other. And that's something that needs to stop. So the very three topics that Ms. Owens spoke about, which is father absence, education, and financial stability, those are the things that we definitely need to address first as a black community and get this down pat before we can even try to conquer and attack anything else. And I do agree with her as far as every year around election year, there's some type of something that stirs up the black community to where it's like puppets. Like oh, well, yeah, they said that and they said this. And then here, we got this president that's running, that's trying to figure out, get to the bottom of it so they can get our vote and etc. There's a lot of propaganda to what they're doing and how they're trying to do it. And I feel like when you listen to Miss Owens, we really need to take out emotions when listening to her and really listen to the logic and what she's actually really saying. She's problem solving. Problem solving is really getting down to the bottom of what the issue is and how you can truly, truly fix it. And I feel that she's really, starting to break things down. And we as a black community, I feel like we need to support her on her standpoints, her perspectives, and how she's viewing things. Because if you really pay attention, what she's saying makes a lot of sense, and it is a cycle. It's a cycle that needs to be broken, and it's a cycle that needs to change if we are going to be successful in the black community, period. And those three topics that she said that we need to attack first and address first: father absence, education, and financial stability.